Do you ever feel like you're collecting hobbies the way other people collect stamps? One month, you're convinced you're going to become a master calligrapher, and the next, you're deep diving into the history of the Ottoman Empire. You've probably been told you need to focus, to pick a lane and stay in it. Maybe you've even told yourself that. There's often a quiet, nagging voice in your head that whispers you're a flake, a quitter, or just plain scattered. It's that feeling of being a jack of all trades, but fearing you're becoming a master of none. What if I told you this isn't a character flaw? What if I told you it's not a lack of focus, but a different, more powerful kind of focus? Imagine for a moment that your mind isn't a straight line, but a beautiful, intricate pattern. This pattern allows you to see connections others miss and learn faster than you thought possible. This isn't a sign of being broken or unfocused. It's the sign of a specific cognitive design. This design has a name, and we're going to explore it together. What you have is something we call a mosaic mind. For generations, we've been sold a single story of success, what I call the myth of the specialist. This myth says that to be successful, valuable, and respected, you must choose one thing, become the best at it, and do it for the rest of your life. This industrial age model created a world of specialists, but it left a certain type of person feeling lost and inadequate. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place, because that feeling has a name, and now you know it's the mosaic mind. A mosaic mind is a brain that is neurologically optimized for exploration, synthesis, and rapid learning across multiple disciplines. It thrives on novelty and connects disparate ideas to create something entirely new. You're not scattered. You're a synthesizer. You don't lack focus. You have a mosaic mind. In this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain on this incredible way of thinking. First, we'll dive into the actual neuroscience that explains why your brain works this way. Then I'll reveal the 3 hidden superpowers that every person with a mosaic mind possesses. And crucially, at the end, I'm going to give you a simple 3-step framework to harness this power, turning what felt like chaos into your greatest asset. Stick with me, because you're about to understand yourself in a whole new way. So why does your brain crave this constant variety? The answer lies in 2 core concepts, neuroplasticity and dopamine. First, let's talk about neuroplasticity. This is your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Think of it like this. A specialist's brain is like a superhighway, incredibly efficient at getting from point A to point B in one specific subject. Your brain, a mosaic mind, is different. It's not a highway, it's a bustling city with a complex network of streets, alleys, and country roads. What's amazing is your ability to build new roads faster than almost anyone else. When you dive into a new hobby, say learning guitar, your brain isn't just learning chords. It's building new neural infrastructure. This infrastructure makes it easier to learn the next thing and the next and the next. Each new interest doesn't just add a skill, it fundamentally rewires your brain to be a more efficient learning machine. You're not starting from scratch every time. You're expanding your city's grid? Now let's add the fuel to this fire, dopamine. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of motivation and reward. For most people, dopamine is released when they achieve a goal at the end of a long road. For the mosaic mind, studies suggest the dopamine hit is strongest at the beginning of the journey. That incredible rush you feel when starting a new project or discovering a new passion? That's a massive dopamine reward for exploration. Your brain is literally paying you in pleasure to be curious. This novelty-seeking behavior is often mislabeled as a short attention span. But it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's your brain's built-in mechanism to ensure you gather a wide range of knowledge and skills. So when you feel that pull to a new subject, it's not you being flaky. It's your brain's neurochemistry pushing you to explore, to learn, and to grow. This combination of high neuroplasticity and a dopamine system that rewards novelty is what makes you who you are. It creates a brain that is exceptionally good at adapting, learning, and seeing the world in a way others can't. Your brain isn't broken, it's just optimized for a world that doesn't exist yet. A world that requires constant adaptation and the ability to connect the dots across different fields. You are not behind. You are ahead of the curve. Okay, enough theory. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your superpowers. Because knowing this about your brain isn't enough. We need to know how to use it. Which brings us to the 3 superpowers of the Mosaic Mind. Superpower number 1 is idea synthesis. This is the ability to combine 2 or more seemingly unrelated ideas to create something new and innovative. While the specialist digs one deep well, you've dug 20 shallow ones, and you're the only one who sees the underground river connecting them all. Think of a DJ mixing 2 completely different songs to create a track that's more powerful than the sum of its parts. That's you, but with ideas. For example, imagine a biologist who is also a passionate photographer. She might use her knowledge of composition and light to capture cellular images in a way no one has before, leading to new discoveries. She's not just a biologist who takes pictures, she's a synthesizer creating a new intersection. Your second superpower is rapid skill acquisition. Have you ever noticed that you pick up new things surprisingly fast? At least in the beginning. This is because you have mastered the art of being a beginner. You're not afraid to look foolish, you know how to find resources, and you understand the core principles of learning because you've done it so many times. That feeling of being behind because you're always starting something new? That's just the slingshot being pulled back before you launch past everyone else in the learning curve. You're not a slow starter, you're a fast learner, period. Consider the entrepreneur who learned graphic design for one venture, copywriting for another, and basic coding for a third. When she starts her 4th business, she isn't just an idea person, she's an entire launch team in one. Each skill builds on the last, creating a powerful compounding effect. Finally, your third and perhaps most crucial superpower in today's world is extreme adaptability. Careers are no longer linear, and industries can be disrupted overnight. The specialist who has spent 30 years mastering a single obsolete skill is a liability. You, on the other hand, are an asset. You thrive in change because change is your natural state. When a new technology emerges, you're the first to play with it. When a company needs to pivot, you're the one with the diverse skill set to see the new path forward. You are the chameleon in a world of statues, able to change your colors to match any environment. Your career path might not look like a ladder, but more like a spider web, and that web is far more resilient in a storm. If these superpowers resonate with you, it's because you're part of this tribe of thinkers and creators. We're building a community for Mosaic minds just like you. So if you're getting value from this, take a second to click that subscribe button and join us. You'll be in good company. Now, let's be real. Having a Mosaic mind isn't always easy. If it were, you wouldn't have needed this video. Every superpower has its kryptonite, and ours comes in three main forms. Overwhelm. It's that feeling of having 50 tabs open in your brain, all playing different music at once. With so many interests calling to you, it's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, doing nothing because you want to do everything. The tactic here is the 2-week rule. When a new obsession strikes, give yourself permission to dive in head first, but only for 2 weeks. Set a timer. At the end of 2 weeks, you can reevaluate. This honors your need for exploration without derailing your long-term projects. Second, the fear of not finishing things and the guilt that comes with it. Society tells us that quitting is for losers. But for a Mosaic mind, that's terrible advice. The tactic here is to redefine what it means to be done. Done does not have to mean mastered or monetized. Done can mean you learned what you came to learn. Did you start learning piano only to quit after 6 months when you could play your favorite song? You didn't fail. You won. You extracted the value you needed and moved on. I want to be clear that you have permission to not finish things that are no longer teaching you anything. Your goal is not completion, it's learning and synthesis. And the third challenge is explaining your path to others. How do you answer the dreaded question at a party when someone asks what you do? When your resume looks like a random collection of jobs and skills, it can be hard to articulate your value. The tactic here is to create a theme statement. Look at all your varied interests, from coding to poetry to marathon running. What is the underlying theme? Maybe your theme is a love for solving complex problems or a drive for storytelling in all its forms. Your theme statement is the grout that holds all your mosaic tiles together, turning a random collection into a coherent masterpiece. But don't think for a second you're alone in this. Some of the most successful and revered people in history had the most chaotic, brilliant mosaic minds. Think of Leonardo da Vinci. He wasn't just a painter. He was an anatomist, an engineer, an inventor, and a musician. His study of human anatomy made his paintings more lifelike. His understanding of physics informed his inventions. He was the ultimate synthesizer. Or consider Hedy Lamarr. By day, she was one of the biggest movie stars in the world. By night, she was co-inventing a frequency-hopping technology to help defeat the Nazis in World War II. That same technology now forms the basis of Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth. She was a screen siren and a secret scientist. And what about Maya Angelou? We know her as a poet, but she was also a calypso dancer, a streetcar conductor, a screenwriter, an editor in Cairo, and a powerful voice for civil rights. Each experience, each tile, added depth and power to her unforgettable words. These people weren't scattered. They were expansive. They are your intellectual and spiritual ancestors. Okay, you now understand the why. Let's install the how. Grab a pen or open a new note because this is where it gets real. So now that you have the diagnosis and the guide, what do you do tomorrow morning? I'm going to give you a 3-step process to start building your masterpiece. Step 1 is to map your tiles. Take a piece of paper and create a massive list. Write down every job you've had, every hobby you've loved, every skill you've learned, every topic that fascinates you. Don't judge or filter. Include the part-time barista job, the weekend course on sourdough, and your obsession with ancient Roman history.
These are the individual tiles of your mosaic.
Step 2 is to find the grout. Look at your map of tiles and start drawing lines.
What are the connecting threads?
Maybe you notice that your work as a project manager, your love for planning intricate dinner parties, and your skill at chess all point to a core love for strategy and systems. Maybe your experience in customer service and your passion for writing poetry both tap into a deep sense of empathy and human connection. These themes are the grout that holds your mosaic together. Finally, step 3 is to frame your masterpiece. Using the themes you just found, craft a new personal I am statement. Instead of saying you are a marketing manager who dabbles in photography, try saying you are a storyteller who uses words and images to explore human connection. This isn't just semantics, it's a profound shift in identity. It turns your scattered history into a powerful, unified narrative.
So let's go back to where we started.
That feeling of having too many passions, of being pulled in a million directions. Do you still feel it's a weakness? Or can you start to see it for what it truly is, a rich, complex, and beautiful design? Your mind is not a liability to be managed. It is a treasure to be explored. That list of abandoned hobbies isn't a testament to your failures. It's a library of unique knowledge that only you have curated. Your non-linear career path isn't a sign of indecision. It's the training ground for extreme adaptability and innovation. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to be framed. Society told you to become a single, uniform brick, easy to categorize and build with. But your destiny is not to be a brick. Your destiny is to be the entire mosaic. Your job isn't to pick one tile. It's to embrace the whole stunning, complex, and brilliant masterpiece that is you. I am so curious to know what makes up your unique design. Let me know in the comments what the main tiles in your mosaic are. I'd genuinely love to read them. And if this video gave you a sense of relief and recognition, make sure to subscribe and join our community of Mosaic Minds. Thank you for watching.